Hi guys, today I like to talk about ink and hex because I think some people are saying and thinking that ink is the new hex and hex is very old and etc etc etc. Yeah. So I want to compare both, but before I start talking, expressing my opinion through YouTube, I like to show you a tweet of mine from 6th of January. So you could go and have a look at the price from 6th of January, and you could also go and see what most influencers thought about ink back then. Of course, they're very bullish now, but I'm just telling you to check what they said like end of December last year, beginning of January. So, as you could see, you could all read the tweet here, and you see like I was bullish on ink back then. So what I want to talk about today is the price of ink. If we need to maintain the price of ink and hex at the moment, not from the existing minted tokens, but from their inflation. So what I mean. Let's start first with ink because it's a little bit easier. We know like each second a ink token is minted. So we've got 86,400 seconds per day. That's mean for 86,400 ink tokens are minted daily. If we multiply that by 3, because one ink today costs $3, we'll see like $260,000 are needed to maintain the ink price if every minted coin on a daily basis is sold on the open market. So let's say if everyone who mint ink today wants to sell it, just to maintain the $3 price, we need $260,000. So let's go and check HEX. So that's the price of HEX. Here we are on HEX daily stats, and that's the total supply of HEX. 656 billion tokens we've got total supply. So we know the inflation of HEX is 3.69%, but inflation is paid only to the stakers. So also we know that less than 2% from this 3.69% are coming into circulation per year, because like with the stakes, most of the stakes are locked for longer time, and until the stake isn't expired, we don't get the yield. So it's less than 2%, but we'll say, okay, let's do it 2%, a little bit on the higher side. So what we're doing now, we've got 656 billion tokens. Go on your calculators and delete it by 50, because when you delete it by 50, you will see the 2% inflation. And that's coming to 13 billion 120 million tokens, HEX tokens. That's the inflation that could be sold yearly. So if we delete this by 365, we will see like tokens on daily basis. So the inflation daily is 36 million HEX. So because it's the dynamics of HEX are different because of the T-shares, and some days we could get only like 5-10 million HEX, other days we could have like 100 million HEX, but roughly it's around 36 million HEX per day. So if we multiply 36 million HEX to 0.00712, you're surprised, but you see like similar number around $260,000. So to maintain the HEX price If every new minted coin is sold, you need $260,000. Now some of you can say like, yeah, but like when the stake is ending, it's not only the inflation, like the principal as well. Yeah, you could say also that for the ink, because because people like minting ink, they also got liquid because they didn't sell today, just got the tokens for today. So like that doesn't count. We don't know like existing tokens when they're going to be will be sold on the market. So the other thing I like to talk is about the ownership. So the other point is like people are saying, oh, these OGs, like they've got all the HEX and they're dumping and selling, etc., etc. Also they're saying like ink is fairly distributed, it wasn't a sacrifice, the OA, etc., etc. So let me debunk that. We know the biggest liquidity provider in who is the biggest liquidity provider in PulseX V1. It's the origin address. So if we say like he provide 50%, probably more from the liquidity, he will receive like 50% and more from the inflation or creation of the ink tokens. So what about the OGs, the people who've been early? We know like people who sacrifice for Pulse Chain are the early adopters of HEX. So these people are also like one of the biggest liquidity providers, and they're receiving good chunk of ink on daily basis. So in my opinion, we can't say like who is dumping more, like because HEX is sold, and I think this is a false narrative. I don't want to say anything about the price. Anything could happen, but I don't think these opinions are based on real research. It's just like virtual signaling, in my opinion. So, what do I think? Which one is a better investment? I'd hold both. If I have to keep liquid, I will probably for now go with ink. I won't go with ink, but if I buy today, I'll probably buy 50% hex and 50% ink. Let's say if I want to buy these two tokens. But the thing is, if I want to hold long term, it's a no-brainer. I will always take hex and get T-shares because that's how I acquire more inflation from the token. And you could say, yeah, I could go to do some liquidity providing, and I don't think most of you are very good at liquidity providing because you have liquidity impermanent loss there, and if the ink price it's not pumping artificial, I don't think most of you will be on profit. Some of you could do liquidity providing in different pairs, different price ranges, so at different points. And if you like looking all the charts of the tokens, you're doing liquidity and seeing like one is going up, the other down, and you could pull some of the liquidity and you can adjust the other like pulls. It's very difficult for most and very time consuming. So I don't think like if you're not very familiar and smart what you're doing, you're gonna make some money. So that was my point for today. If you enjoyed the video, if you like this opinion, you could subscribe, like, and share the video. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye.